So, in another video, I talked about how I was going to do a tear down of my grave digger. I haven't done that yet, but I also said that I was going to go over it and show you guys what I had to do to make this electric and what I put in for parts and so on. And I'll do that in as short as possible time as I can to keep your attention. All right, just one moment and maybe I'll pull the body off here. So the clips for that are right here, and it is right there. There's the other one here. Right there. So I bought most of my parts on Black Friday from Primal because you got quite a discount there. I built this truck basically all brand new again. And I put a light kit and everything in that. And I'll explain that to you guys in a minute. But for now, go ahead and tell you about the truck. So I'll go over the whole thing with you. Just one moment here and I'll get the camera on a different angle here. So I completely took this whole truck apart because I bought the chassis with it as a gas truck. And once I got it, I realized how poor condition it was actually in. Every bolt was corroded. Every little screw, everything. So once I got it, I realized at that point I was going to have to redo the whole thing. So I started doing it. And I wanted to convert to electric. So I went with the JCR kit. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'll show you in a second. And then I went with the Max 4, and I went with the 560 kV motor. And when you're doing this, like, there's no real instructions on it all. There's a few videos online and so on, but there's quite a few things you have to do and have to think about while you're doing it so that you can get it the way you want it. But one of the things I wanted was my truck to look like fairly new once I did it. So I even stripped all the anodize. You can look at one of my other videos and see how to do that, and polish the aluminum. So I put that in. The kit comes with the battery tray and some rubber mounts and so on, so you can actually get in there and put your batteries in there and have them somewhere solid. With advice from a lot of other guys, I put these, I believe they're called QS8 anti-spark connectors, just so I don't have trouble. I really like this piece here. I don't know, it's kind of like a little bird cage or a nest that keep it up out of the way. And with the kit, you get these two pieces here, and they slide in nicely, and you just end up replacing one of these for all this. And that would be where your gasoline engine would sit if it was gasoline. So when it came to setting up the steering, like once I got the truck all back together, and I realized that I was going to run into some problems because pretty much all the bearings were gone in this truck too. So every bearing is new now. And there was actually some missing out of it, which is funny because I don't know how they used it like that. So I ended up rebuilding all the diffs, everything. Like every part of this truck's brand new except for the metal part. Anyways, so back to the steering. So I ended up buying these. So the difference between those and the factory ones that would have came on this V1 truck was they were more straight, which made this angle a little bit worse. And this bearing piece that's in here, I don't know if you can see that, but I'll definitely show it to you. There's a bearing here and a screw. And that's a lot bigger and it's stronger. It's just a way better setup. So once I got that in there, I was able to install my two Beast 2000s I got from Reefs. The next issue I ran into was I couldn't find any screws to fit, that would go down in this hole and also screw into the servo because normally they're quite short, and I either had to go way longer or drill this out, and that wasn't an option. But from what I guess, or from what I've heard too, These don't come off anyways. You could have these on there, or in my opinion, you can without the screws in it. That's never going anywhere. So it all kind of holds tight anyways because of these. And as long as your steering's in good shape, then you'll have no problems. As you can see here, this was red too before. I also stripped the anodize on that. And I even replaced the tires on this, guys, because the tires that were on it from sitting were all dry rotted and stuff. So not all of them, but like one or two of them had little marks in it. And I figured if I was going to put the money into it to have the truck rebuilt, I might as well just buy the tires too. These ones are still good. It's just I wanted new ones, I guess. And I have them now. So that's what we can see with the steering. I'll reposition the camera here and I'll show you the motor and what I learned about the reverse lockout and a trick I learned from other guys about how to get the motor into the motor mount that you get from JCR. And I guess I should tell you the full name of that. It's Johnny Crash Racing. But there's a guy in the United States here that sells Johnny Crash Racing, and he's called High Voltage RC. He's got a YouTube channel. I'm not affiliated with him in any way, but he was really nice to me. And when he sold me the kit, and if I had a question, I was able to reach out to him, and he would answer it right away. So this was the best angle I could come up with on getting you in to look at the motor here. And this is the motor right here. And this is the mount I was talking about. So what I learned when I was putting that in, there's like a rubber O-ring that goes around it to kind of keep it from chafing the motor to make it look ugly. Well, you know, everybody that builds RC, or if you give it care, you'll want stuff to stay in good condition. Well, the trick to it is when you're putting it in, I thought, you know, lube, whatever, just try anything to get it in there. I tried oil, whatever, but you just got to turn it and it'll like almost thread right in and it won't ruin the rubber. And, you know, I went above myself. I know other guys probably did. And if you can see that in the video, I'll just look here. I did all these in like purple and the outer case cover. I'll show you so that it, I don't know, it looks better to me. And this is your transmission, as you probably know if you're watching this video. And your gearbox chain and everything's over here. I'm going to reposition the camera. I'm going to pop the screws off the side and show you what it looks like from there. But as far as the motor goes, a lot of guys recommended to rotate the wires so they face more towards the front of the truck. I like things looking symmetrical, and that's the way I wanted it, but a lot of guys would recommend that you put it out so the wires aren't up against that carbon fiber that you can see there. That'll be up to you as you do your install. But everything I get in there is really secure, and it looks good to me. Another thing I picked up during my Primal buying spree was this. You can kind of see some of them. I got one in my impact there. All the little ends for going into my impact. So I could use them for with like screwing them out. I don't like using these for putting them in because you might strip something. I might strip something pulling them out. They have that little kit on Primal. It's like right dirt cheap, and it's just good to have to go with your kit if you're going to be working on one of these bigger ones. I'll go ahead and try and take the screw out. Let's see what happens. One. And let's see how this one comes. So when I got this one, this bolt down here was actually broke off into the lower bar that goes across. This is, we'll call it the chassis brace. Anyways, I was able to get it out and put a new bolt in it. So that comes out like that. Then that's all that holds this. Might take me a little bit of I might have to pop it with a little pick or something just to get it out of there. But overall, I think that she'll just pop right out. But I haven't had it off in a while, so I haven't needed to. Yep, there we go, right there. So I'll just put that back in the case too. So there's two bearings in that case, as you can see. They're all new too. Everything is new. Except that chain and the sprocket. They were in great shape, so I just reused them. So this is how it ends up coming through when you do the conversion kit. This shaft actually goes onto your motor. There's lots of other videos to explain that. So it ends up coming through the same way it would as, say, if it had a gasoline engine on it. Lots of guys put a lot more grease on there than I did. But for me, I'm checking this thing out steady anyways. It's kind of like one of my favorite RCs right now. And I won't have to worry about that drying out. And plus, I'm not driving it in water or anything. So that's how it ends up looking in the chain case. New snap rings, everything like that. All that looks brand new. I'm just going to slap this back on so I don't forget to and get in the house and be like, well, I didn't put that back. So I'm going to go ahead and... I said I don't use impact on the way back in, but sometimes I might. Won't hurt nothing. Some people have a habit of overdoing it. Too many oogas. They'll crank it right out and that's it. So that's back in there. I wanted to show you what that looked like as well. So these two plates here I got for holding the batteries for my servo because they take external power. Funny enough, I was able to pick them up on Amazon. They were like, I don't know, $20, depending on where you are. You might get them for 15. Depends on what your currency is. And then I was able to just have it so I could hook up my servos in there, or my power to my servos in there, and life was good. Lots of guys leave their disc brakes installed on the truck when they're converting to electric. I didn't because, in my opinion, if you have electric, you don't need brakes, but that's just my opinion. Why I'm showing you this right here is this goes in your transmission. There's instructions everywhere on what you got to do. You pull out one part of the, there's like a fork that shifts it into reverse, and there's a servo and a whole bunch of crap you don't need. And you put this on the shaft. Now this one here, here's the thing, another reason I want to show you. This is a V1 reverse lockout. Primal didn't even know if a V1 or a V2 would fit in a V1. It will. The only difference is, guys, is in there, this little part is a little bit bigger on a V2. And honestly, it doesn't make a difference because really all this is a spacer. You could probably make one of these really easy. But at the end of the day, I was able to find one guy in the Primal groups that had a V1, which is right there. Thanks, buddy. And I already had the V2 installed by the time this got here, so it didn't matter anyways. But if I ever take it apart, I might slap this on the shelf or on the shaft just to make myself feel better. The whole plan when I started this project was to build myself a gravedigger. There's really no way to do it but to buy the parts from Primal anyways, so I ended up having to buy this, which is a kit you get, you put it all together. I had to buy this back piece. This stuff will come with the cage. They don't really specify that on there, but after going through all the part numbers, I figured it out that I just needed everything to make it a gravedigger. I even bought the little flag. And the only other thing I didn't do is there's different sway bars you can get that'll make it go around reservoirs, and there's a reservoir shock. And my shocks, I think the D2s or whatever they are, they have a bigger bore to them. I think that's what it is. You can check that out. And I put all new seals and everything in the shocks, new oil, and they still leaked a little bit. And I guess that's a common problem. So what I did was go to my local Napa, and I brought one shock with me. And then I just went through their injector O-rings, and I found one that fit the shaft really nice and snug. That one, and you just screw the bottom off, and that one comes in. Anyways, point of the story is I found one that fit really snug, and then I slid it up in there, put the cap back on, and they haven't leaked since. So it cost me under $1 to resolve that problem. So, and I had, other than that, there's a few other things I had to do, but pretty much you'll see as you go along. If you're going to build one of them, you're pretty much going to change, unless you're not doing the conversion. But if you are, you pretty much got to take everything apart. You might as well. You're putting some money down. You want to have a nice product when you're all finished. I'm going to show you what the body looks like. And the cage, it is all together, so it's not as easy to explain as it would have been if the lid was off it, but I'll do my best. So I don't scratch the body all up. I'll do my best to explain here. I think that you can see this on the camera. I'm just going to verify. Yeah, for the most part, I'll adjust it a little bit here. So basically this whole green cage looking part, it's the cage. It comes as a huge kit with a bag of screws, and there's no instructions with it. So, and I got looking around on their website, and there really wasn't no instructions for it unless you went into the Gravedigger model truck. Then you were able to find the instructions for it. I mean, that's probably common sense. It wasn't for me. It took me a minute to find it. Then I put that all together. Looked really nice. So I went ahead and put the body together, which I'll explain in a second. And when I did it, I also bought these, you can't see them from there, but you can see, I bought the red lights that come with the Gravedigger. I'll show you those. These lights right here, I bought those. It's a kit you can get on their website as well. And it comes with the wiring and everything you need to do. Then I realized afterwards, I was like, you know, I want purple lights in it. A lot of guys would have went with green, but I put purple. You can see that in one of my other videos where it's all lit up. And I set it all up to run independent, like on its own power supply in the back. And I put a spot for a battery and a strap where the stock battery would have went for running the old electronics. I figured that was a good location. And then it can light up all purple for me. I'll put this body on right in a second, but for now, I just want to kind of talk about it. Now, the sticker kit was frustrating, guys. It was really frustrating. It's hard to see there, but up the side, the stickers here, these stickers on the roof, all of them are really frustrating because I bought the kit for the 40th anniversary, and I thought, geez, you know, for what it costs, it'd be good quality. It really wasn't. It took me quite a while to do it. I got it. It's not 100%. I'd give it a passing grade, but that's about it. I did my best with it. These ones here, no matter what you do, no matter what way you heat them, they're going to have a little bubble here or there too. Just rub it out the best you can. There might be someone out there that can do it. I'm not saying there isn't, but I had, as someone that doesn't install stickers every day, I had a little bit of struggle. I had to do the old dish soap, or not really dish soap, but like a version of soap, and kind of heat it, move it around, heat it, and wait for it to dry, and then rub the rest out. It was a struggle, but I got it all together. So I want to show you where I put the battery in. The back for my lights and stuff runs my accessory stuff, like if I ever wanted to put any more things on it. Here's a better look at the stickers. I did all right. A lot of guys got them a little higher. I did my best with it. Then I stuck some of the ones I got with the kit, like the high voltage racing, and I always put Chem Block sticker on stuff. And then, you know, your reef sticker, all that goodness. So in the back there, you can see that's where I put my battery for my accessory lights and all that. I have it all set up so everything can plug in right there. I'll move the drill maybe, or the flag, and the light will go in there a little better. And then I have this one set up to run other lights, and this can plug right into the battery itself. So I'll make a video soon. Just waiting for the better weather to show you guys what the run time's like on this thing. I've only been running 8S on it. They say it's capable of 12. It says that on the box to my brushless combo, but I don't want to do it. But overall, I'm happy with it in 8S anyways, because if I wanted to, it would wheelie right over backwards. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and sub for more content. I'm trying to post some each day. Sometimes I can't, but I'll do my very best. Thank you so much.